Waldorf to Montessori, Bank Street to Reggio, there's a lot of options when it comes to early childhood education. So this series is a who's who and a what's what. Let's get started. Waldorf.
Welcome to the Sunflower Garden.
So where are we?
We are in the Sunflower Garden at the Chicago Waldorf School.
And who are you?
I am Jackie Votanek. I'm an early childhood teacher in a mixed age kindergarten, and I'm also the current level chair of our early childhood level.
And what do the kids call you?
Teacher or Mrs. Votanek.
Mrs. Votanek. Tell me a little bit more about the Waldorf philosophy.
Sure. Waldorf education looks at the whole child. We look at where they are developmentally, and we look at them in terms of their physical development, their emotional development, their social development, and their academic development. And that's all the way through, from parent-child classes all the way through to 12th grade.
You could potentially be in a Waldorf school from
From birth.
From birth until 18.
Mm-hmm.
So it really does follow you through all those transitions of life.
Absolutely.
Tell me, how did this all get started?
Oh, well, this is based on the philosophy of Rudolf Steiner, who's a philosopher from turn of the century in Germany, for students of the Waldorf Astoria cigarette factory workers. The owner of the factory wanted to have an education for the factory workers' children, and asked Rudolf Steiner to develop the curriculum.
Tell me about this area.
This would be the kitchen doll area, where the children will play at home-like games.
So I see really thoughtful dolls. They're so cute.
All the Waldorf dolls are made lovingly by hand. So these would all be wool felt, hand-stitched, and there's very little detail on some of them so that the children can bring their own details to it.
Can you tell me about what's happening in here?
There's many things to choose from in this area. There's the wooden blocks that can be made into anything on any given day. And then there's the more natural, rough blocks that can also turn into anything. Homes, stones, money, whatever it may be.
There is the biggest table I've ever seen inside of a classroom. This is taking up a lot of real estate. What happens at this table?
This is where our snack is. This is where preparation for snack is. So we make bread every week and the children help. We cut vegetables for soup every week and the children help. We do crafts here. We paint here.
Oh my goodness, and more gnomes.
More gnomes. Gnomes and crystals.
So tell me about the crystals.
Crystals are also of the earth and have, I believe, have healing powers, so it's nice to have that within the classroom.
May I touch this?
Mm-hmm. This is also of wool. So this is wet felted wool, as opposed to the puppets that were over there were sewn. This is made by laying tufts of colored wool and then wetting it with soap and
Do the kids
felting
make
it down.
these?
This would be an older class.
Okay.
I think a high school class might have made these.
What? This is an Etsy project.
They could do that we've done smaller projects, but not something this big.
That's awesome. Are there any major misconceptions that people have about the Waldorf philosophy?
I think that sometimes people think that we don't teach reading until 2nd grade.
I've heard that you don't teach until
not
your
true.
teeth fall out, and it's like, really?
That's not true. All the way along, even if you're doing a parent-child class, if your child is in the pre-K classroom or the mixed-age classroom, it's all about language in terms of the circle that we're doing, the songs, the poems or rhymes. And then, of course, the stories that we're telling are all rich in language.
But there's no alphabet on the wall.
There's no alphabet.
You're not doing a letter of the week.
We're not doing the letters. And so what we're doing is planting the seeds and planting the ability to comprehend the story and make the inner pictures of the story that the teacher is telling every day for 1 or 2 weeks at a time, that the child can make that picture themselves, and then they're comprehending what the story is. And so that later, when they are learning the letters, it goes in deeper and they have that foundation. Thank you so much for coming for a visit today. See you next time.